Hello, can you hear me? So, I don't know how to say. So I'm going to take the class. Actually, like discussion, I'm not really taking. So one thing is, I need to little bit change on the prayers and so on. So I print out the prayer. Right? Do you see the? Yeah, I'm not. I want to add there something, so that's why I print out this one. So you don't need to read it from the books. Inside you have the paper. So one thing is, I first of thing is how to say the motivation is important. So whenever you study or whatever, just like any kind of reading, any kind of books on uh, religions or whatever. So first you need to motivate why when you are reading what the merit should be offered for the sake of all sentient beings or for whatever you want. And within that, here I have so first there's a three page. First one is refuge and generating the Bodhicitta. Then second is like it's a prayer for Manjushri. So one in our institute and in other some monastery they also use just like uh, they not just they recite the refuge and generating mind. They also do the prayer of Manjushuris and think about that one. So one thing is today when we are reading the uh, prayers of Manjushri, Manju Gosha. So I would like to actually it's kind of like meditations on the Manjushri. So just like whenever you uh, start your drink prayer of the price of Manjushri, you just imagines of even if you have get initiations or any kind of higher initiation, you can visualize self as the Manjushri or whatever. For that, first you need to basic for that one is to you have to think about the sake of other sentient beings and also the think yourself as things and emptiness of yourself. So just like visualize self, it's lacking in intrinsic existence. So just like as we go before, so you all of you know that just like so when you are generating yourself as a visualizing yourself as a Manjushri, you have to visualize self as practice emptiness of this person yourself. Then you visualize the Manjushri. Otherwise, you can directly with this body you cannot imagine you as a Manjushri because you will feel more pride and so on. So it's the wrong way doing. So one thing is you have to visualize things emptiness on yourself, then visualize it. And the second kind of thing is that if you don't have any kinds of initiations of that one, then you have to visualize Manjushri in front of you. So kind of like one far from one body size of you are far, then you imagine a Manjushri there and kind of master the color is like how to say red and yellow mixed color. How to say I don't know. So this yeah like some kind of orange, not a really orange, but little bit golden like. And also just like one thing is when you whenever you recite any kind of mantra, so first thing you have to visualize. The best thing is you have to visualize yourself that one, or you have to imagine what one. And in the thing is in your heart nearby you have to think about the lotus flower with at what to say petals, yeah, at petals. Then on that one you have to just like different meditation god deities have different way of doing. Just like if you are practicing the wasteful or harmful like deities and so on, then you have to visualize uh, on the top you have to visualize the sun disk. If you are doing like calm like Manjushuris and Avalokjas, then you have to visualize the moon disk on the top. So this is the different way of practicing and so on. So when you practicing on that one, so just not only the lotus flower and the moon disk. But on that, on top of that, you have to, if right now we are talking about the Manjushri, so you have to think about the thought, the thought of the Manjushri. So you have to visualize this. Manjushri have actually 7 syllables, 7 mantra, 7 syllable mantra. So just like I also write here in Tibetan or in English both, and so in the center you have to think about the D. In English, if DHI, or you can think in Tibetan da ha da da D. Whatever you way you have to think, and you have to visualize in the center, and also just like on the six thought, different thought, you have to think about the all 6 syllables. So when you are reciting the mantra, you have to should be clockwise circulate. So how much you circulate you have to, all of these things are imagination, right? Not the real, just like you have to think imagine. So how much you imagine how fast it's moving, then you have to think about the light coming from there, and you have to visualize yourself removing the obstacles, obstacles from your bodies and so on. And within on the top of that, you have to on your tongue you have to think about the letter D again in the red color, right? Then visualize Manjushri on the front of you, or you have visualize whatever. So if you visualize on the front of you, then you have to, same like in Manjushri also, you have to think about the chakra, just like the D. Then from there it come to you, then drop on your D on the tongue, red tongue. Then it fall, how to say, it's like dropping, nectar dropping, like, then it's, it's instead of dropping on the, then it's drop on the D in the center of your heart. You imagine the center, right? On that one, then it make you feel like making more, how to say, clean, and just like awareness. So this is Manjushri is for actually for the wisdom. So one thing is like that. So when you when we do the prayers, so I think that we recite the Om Arabhasana D for 21 times. So when you are reciting, you have to visualize of the letter coming from the Manjushri towards your top, then towards your tongue, then tongue the red D that drops or nectar towards in the center of the D, then it's make more clean or awakening. So that reciting mantra can be two kinds of reciting. Just like one is like mentally, where you have to recite by mentally. So, and also one is like reciting by verbally. Whenever you speak, like that, you have to read by speaking. Or one is like you just imagine by mental, so you don't need to use your words to recite. So your mind, and also the way of how to say shamatha meditations or whatever, like that, it's have. And one thing is when we talk about the shamatha, it's actually in tantric ways and in sutric, there's a two different way of practicing the shamatha. So whatever, just like you have your mind on placement on some point, but in tantric not like that. You have to visualize each and everything. You have to each and everybody, you have to visualize different kinds of meditation deities, and in front of it, just like when you are meditating on that mandala, you have to think all the, just like if you are doing a Goya Samash, you have to think about the 32 kinds of meditation deities and so on, different kinds of. So you have to visualize each and every one, that one. So you have to think outside, inside also together. So by this way, the shamatha meditation practice in tantric way. And one thing is in a sutric way, when we are doing the shamatha practice, we are making our object smaller. So means our mind becomes smaller. I mean what? Yeah, when our object is grosser, our mind is also grosser. So if I use a small size of object, then it's become, your mind become more small. I mean, like sharp, no, not really sharp, subtle level of mind. Mind itself becomes subtle. So in a tantric, not like that. Your mind itself is become subtle because of practicing the mind itself, not because of the object. In the sutik, is subtle become because of the object. In the tantric, not like that. It's mind itself you have to make subtle, not dealings with the object and so on. So and one thing is, in the sutik you will reach to the highest part, like highest level, is like peak of the samsara, right? So even this mind subtle level cannot how to say not kill he too much no, not like that, how to say uh, what I forget in the Tavichir. Same in the Tavichir. Mm. Not really like that. How to say? I forget the words now. So there's no always obscuration until you didn't get. But one thing is, I forget the words. So whatever, just like when you enter into the path, your mind cannot that mind cannot be used to get in to practice in the path because of too much subtle. Then it's subtle because of the object, right? It's not subtle because of the mind itself. You are bringing mind itself, so that's why it cannot be. You didn't get during the path of seeing. You cannot enter into the path of seeing directly by that mind. You have to use another mind to enter in the. It's the same kind of level of like that one. So so when we reciting the this prayer, today we have different prayers. So I little bit changed. Sorry for so the senior. I don't know. I did by myself. So I that's one thing is right now we are all know English, right? We speak English, so that's why we don't need to change. For us, keep like this is okay. When Geshe-la come, Geshe-la didn't read English, so that's the problem is that. So if you read all this, then it take long time. So and so right now we are all are in. I'm so whatever. I'm the weakest English over here, but try to be best for you. So I'm trying to. The thing is, during the when I was here, right, alone, not Geshe-la, I'm when I'm in Hilung, I'm leading the class. Then I will try to read all in English. I don't need to read in Tibetan and so on. So that's why I print up only in English one. Okay, so first things you have to meditate for a while. Whatever you learn, whatever you hear the words, just like kind of like that, the merit of that, you can pray for the sake of all sentient being free from suffering and so on. You just meditate for a while. Thank you. So one thing I forget. So if you visualize the Manjushri in front of you, just like when you're reciting the last words and the prayer, so you have to think about the Manjushri, how to come into being in your body, like on the lotus flower. So you should keep the Manjushri over there. So whatever, just like one thing is keeping like this is just like normally we do whatever you had meal, right? We offer for the Buddha or forever, just like they in Christian tradition they offer for the whoever, just like how to say, just like the the whatever you have having is comes into being by lots of people, so they offer this merit for the people. So just like we in Tibetan, in our tradition, like we offer for the god, or mostly talk about the three refugee. Okay, so Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha offering for that one. So one when you ever meditate, just like if you uh, 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 just how to say, dissolve into your heart, when you imagine of any kind of statue or Buddha or enlightened one in front of your heart, just like think like when you are sometimes you forget to offer your food for, then also it's talk about the it's no need to offer because it's Buddha's or whatever is already in your heart. So like that. So this is the benefit. So now we do the prayer, and when we doing the prayer on that Manjushri, you have to visualize the way of how I explain a little bit. Okay. So one thing I'm talking about the I changed the prayer, so this so taking refuge and generating bodhicitta 3 times, and form immeasurable 3 times, and rest of them, or you can do for 1 time also, only one. So these are like the the third the third word is about perfection wisdom. So now I'm talking about the praise to the perfection wisdom. There's one stanza about that one, and that the fourth is from the text from the fundamental middle ways. So normally in Tibetan we recite all these things. So I just copy over here, and that last one is like from the perfection wisdom, or the root text of ornament clear realizations by Manjushri. The text from there. Okay. Until I go for refuge to the Buddha, the Dharma, and Sangha, and by the accumulation, practice, giving, and so forth, may it enormously be yours. Until that, I go for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, by the accumulation, practice, existence, and so forth, may I become the Buddha for the years. Until then, I go for refuge to the Buddha, the Dharma, by the accumulation, practice, giving, and may I become a Buddha, benefiting all sentient. May all sentient beings be endowed with happiness and causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be never suffer from happiness and causes of happiness. May all sentient beings abide in a state of equanimity, wish free from bias and aversion towards others. May all sentient beings be liberated with happiness and cause. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and causes of suffering. May all sentient beings may all sentient beings avoid equally feel vice and may all sentient beings interact with happiness and causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and causes of suffering. May all sentient beings never suffer for happiness and causes of happiness. May all sentient beings avoid accumulation, which is fear of bias and devotion towards others. Inexorable, incontrovertible, perfection, wisdom, unrising, never receiving this very essence, the dominant of ever-present wisdom, knowing itself completely. I bow to the mother of vector, independent ordination. There's no ceasing, no arising, no end, no permanence, no coming, no going, no separate days, no sin. I prostrate to the magnificent Buddha, the supreme among all teachers, the one who taught this which is free of aberration. I prostrate to the mother of Buddhas and Harias and Bodhisattvas, who through the knowledge of all this here seeks purification to complete peace, who through all knowledge the path those having realization to achieve the aim of, and who passion wishes obeisance to my teacher and protector, my Guru, who holds all thoughts, the volume of scripture, showing the mind. We clearly and directly like seeing all existing things just as they are, all merely wise with the 60 quality, and teaches living beings troubled by suffering and blinded by ignorance and privation of existence, with the preference applied by his speech awakens about thousands of others from the sleep of disturbing attitudes and emotions, and fears of some shackles. The sword in his hand removed the darkness of ignorance and coldness. In the form of principles son of Buddha, apparent with 112 evils, Abhimanyu remove them Om Adap. No less. Enjoy with the streams, flowers, mountain, Meru, the four continents, the sun and one. I imagine as the Buddha land while offering to you. May all living beings enjoy this meeting, the teachings and prayers that is due to spiritual mention kindness. I dedicated this virtue to the Buddha to be enjoyable. Idam Guru Rana. Okay, thank you. So, first I started with the questions, so I'm not directly going to the books. So, actually, seems like I'm going to repeat again. Might be, if you feel boring, sorry for that. So, not actually like so. Last time we got. Yes. So one uh, last Sunday we have been through subsequent cognizer a little bit. So Gisela didn't talk about that. It's on the page number 84 actually. If you have the books, the book's page number 84. So can you like give how to say, yeah, give the definitions and also mostly talking about the debate of that one. So one thing is now here I want to ask you something. So how we differentiate between the prime cognizer or valid cognizer and the subsequent cognizer? Yeah, you can. Second mom. Yeah. Like the second mom, just like if you have eye consciousness, seeing a table for 5 momentary. If you talk about the 5 momentary, the first moment is talking about the valid or the prime cognition, and later the subsequent cognition. So that there's a lot of debate within that one. So just like if you when we talk about the uh, it's it's all over here. So you might already read the books and so on. So just like uh, the direct in general the text the Dharmottara talk about the direct perceiver and the inferential cognizer first momentary are valid, and the continuations are just like subsequent cognitions. He always talk about that one. So the thing is just like when you in the in uninterrupted meditation path, or just like any kind of, just like he see the emptiness directly, right? So just like it's talking about just like some point, just like if you talk about the valid cognition, there's a some, if you eliminate the what superimposition, right? Remember, when you eliminate the superimposition, then you are kind of like a valid cognitions, right? Yes, last time we went through. Do you remember? No, if you, yeah. So, so just like inferential cognizer, they just like mostly uh, the three way to how to get inferential cognizer. Right? Do you remember? First, we use the consequence to make it doubt, then come to the logic. Then, when he understand properly, then he see the he get the thesis or the propendum. Then he was on that time he was fast momentary, and the valid cognition on that, just like if you proving sound impermanent, on that time the inferential was valid, right? So, and on that time he have eliminated the what superdispositions, right? Kind of like superdisposition, he only eliminates, so he sees the things whatever needed to be seen. So just like he was clearly about the impermanent, sound is impermanent, right? So just like if you see a table, you are avoiding the non-table things from the table, so you see the table directly, so it's called a valid first momentary. Then second is continuations is called the subsequent cognitions, right? Uh-huh. Inherently existent. So yeah, so just like the yogi direct perceiver is the one of the things. Just like when we talk first time when he see the emptiness directly, is not during the path of seeing. So that one is called uninterrupted path, right? So meditative copies, right, divided into some categories. Just like first is like uninterrupted path. So during that time he see the emptiness directly. You got it? Perceiving. So when you are seeing the emptiness, you are not focusing on the what you are object of negation and so on. So the object of negation so are like kind of like how to say conventional, right? So during the time when you see the emptiness directly, there's no object, any kind of object which is conventional. So only you have the emptiness, ultimate reality directly. No. So yeah, yeah. So one thing is just like when we talk, is it possible to see emptiness? I mean, is it possible to see the impermanence of the table or not directly? So just like mentally, right? Mental, just like first we need to prove whatever we use the reasons and so on. So just like uh, uh, in in the later chapter that when we talk about the correct assuming consciousness, is coming about the talking about right now. If you don't see the emptiness of the table by using sound by inferential, not conceptual, talking about conceptual, if you didn't see the get the proper information about the impermanence of the table, like what to say, there are just like I mean that if you didn't find the probandum or thesis of the just like proving table is a impermanent because of product, by using this reason, right? If you didn't get the thesis properly by during the first time, you will get by conceptual, not by eye directly, right? Not directly perceiver, it's by conceptual. You are using concept and so on. So in on the time when you practice conceptual again and again, so that become what directly. So just like some practice, just like some practice, just like if you practice all the grounds like as bones, bone bonds of human beings or any kinds of, it's not just like if you practice in later you will feel like it's all our ground. It's all the area is by bonds. You really visualize like that. So just like so some ability they run through the water, right? That kind of just like they visualize also as a ground, as a solid ground. So they have some kind of ability through practicing, then they will get some ability, then they can run through the water without going down. So like it's kind of practicing again and again. So just like right now we inferential, actually inferential inferential cognizer are like uh, contemplating, we are thinking only on thinking, not really visualizing directly. So when you do practice, you will see directly. So one my point is like right now we are, because of reason, right? Some reason we say, oh, table is impermanent, right? We should, if we ask you, did you know table is impermanent? Do you see the table is impermanent? No, right? So right now you have things that table is impermanent, but that is called, that is not the inferential, that is called the correctly assuming consciousness. Well, that is correctly assuming consciousness. That is not an inferential or something like that, because you didn't find that thesis properly. So just like not what do you say? No, that's you see. No. Just no. Like right now, with the reason, if I say table is impermanent because of product, oh, then if I use the logic like the laws of reason, if it is product, it should be needed depend on cause and condition. Then it should be changeable and so on. Oh, then you think that, oh, that might be what impermanent. But if I ask you, did you see the impermanence of the table totally? No, right? So you have thought that table is impermanent, but you didn't see it. That is called correctly assuming consciousness. Correctly assuming consciousness didn't understand that impermanent. Yeah, yeah, trust it on this one. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Right. So first to see, just like we are using logics and so on, right? So we have, when we are using logic, we have correctly assuming, we don't see the properly. If you find the thesis properly, then it's called inferential. If you don't get the thesis properly or the propendum properly, then you are not in the inferential cognition. You are still on the what? Correct assuming. You are assuming correctly towards the right directions. Yeah, you understanding as a direct. So just like if I talk to you about the emptiness, if I use logics and so on reasons, right? It should be emptiness. Then, oh, if I use this reason, then you feel like, oh, this should be like emptiness or something like that. Then on that time you are directly what correctly assuming. You cannot, you didn't realize the emptiness. You didn't realize that. Like just like when we're talking right now, we're talking about that table is impermanent or emptiness or whatever. We are mostly correctly assuming. We are not but recognize the impermanence or the emptiness of the table and so on, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. uh, uh, Correctly, if you have inferential, then you just need to jump for the direct visible. There's no way to go through correctly assuming because you already understand the thesis, right? So just like right now you have first we use the correctly assuming, just the explanation about something, then you have a correctly assuming consciousness. Then if you, oh, then if you put reasons and so on, right, using that one, practicing, then you will get inferential. You understand the thesis, right? Meaning, then if you understand that one, if you practice again and again, thinking on that one, practicing that one, then it will become direct consciousness, direct perception. Yeah. What do you say? Uh, yeah. So now this also have a debate. Some says the yogi direct perception should be valid cognition forever. So some says that it can be fast momentary is valid, other are like subsequent cognitions and so on. So what I think, I don't know, I've experienced, I don't know. From my point of view, right, I think that it should be just like, otherwise they're not possible to have yogi direct perception, which is subsequent cognitions. So yogi direct, no, there's a subs, what way go? Direct subsequent cognition, subsequent cognition are divided into two, mainly two. One is the direct and one is conceptual, right? So right, which is direct and what is conceptual. So direct have 4. As we go to the direct perceiver, right, perceptions, they are divided into 4 categories. Like similar to that, subsequent they have 4. So we talk about what of the second momentary any kinds of that are called subsequent cognition. So if they have a 4, then there should be a yogic direct perceiver, which is subsequent cognition, right? If there's no, then there's no divisions of 4, right? So if you go to the page number 85, you can find out that one. So yeah, there's a 2, right? Direct and conceptual subsequent cognition, right? Yeah, direct are divided into 4 sense, mental, knowing, and yogis, right? So if there's a no yogi direct perceiver, which is subsequent cognition, then there's no possibility to have 4 subsequent cognition of which is direct. So the point is like, I think that the yogi second momentary of yogi direct yogi direct perception are subsequent cognitions. So in the later even in this book, there's a debate on that one and time on that one. So if you go through the page, if you look for the page number 84, right, that they give the definitions. So I will go through one by one. So the definition of subsequent cognition, the definition of subsequent cognition is a knower which is not a prime cognizer and which realize what has already been realized by the former prime cognizer, including it, right? What? Inducing it. Sorry, inducing it. So so the explanation of this one later from that one, they talk about the you do you remember there's a 2 things divisions, positive phenomena and negative phenomena. Do you remember? The phenomena divide into 2 categories. Either should be a positive or should be negative, right? Remember? So either it should be okay. So phenomena should be either positive or negative. Just like positive, you say table, then it should be positive. If I say not table, then it's become negative. Okay, I remember. So now this the explanation actually talking about the definiendum and definition should be, if it is definition is positive and if the definiendum is positive, then the definition should be also positive. So over here talking about in the definition, they says the which is not a prime cognition, right? Do you see the definition? Which is not a prime cognition. That means negative phenomena, right? Which is not rejecting something, right? So it's called a negative phenomena. So that the first line explaining about the definiendum, the subsequent cognizer is negative phenomena or not. Why? Because of the definition is negative phenomena, because it's explaining about not a prime cognizer. Not a prime cognizer means negating something. He's rejecting the prime cognizer, so it means like it's negative phenomena, right? You got it. So the definition and definiendum should be the same. If it is a definition is positive, and definiendum should be positive. If the definiendum is negative, definition should be negative. Should be same. You got it. So the first line is explain about that one. So it's how to just like it's mostly on the appearing thinking about how to say in your thinking or contemplation. So it's depend on that one. So just like how it's appear to you. So the things, how things appear to you, just like if the definition gives negative, then it seems like the thing seems like negative. The appearance. So the thing is, if it should be positive, if the definiendum is positive, then the definition should. So whatever we understand the definiendum through the definition, right? Definition, we need to understand the definiendum. So that's why if the definition explain about the negative, then we appear like the definitum is like negative phenomena. So talking about the subsequent, the talking about the, this is not the right, how to say, definitions of the subsequent cognizer. So it's coming, the debate is about the debate, not about thinking, just like it's dealing with the debate style. So explanation that come from. So in this text, there's a lot of way of debating. They give you a lot of explanation of how when we deal with dialectic, we are using the reason, right? So that things like that. And if you go through the page number 85, right now I told you, right, when the subsequent cognizers are divided, there are two, right? So there are two, direct and the conceptual subsequent cognition, right? You got it? There are two, correct, and the subsequent cognition, right? So the direct perception we divide into four categories, as we know before, right? Remember what are the four? Sense direct perceiver, self knower, what is that? Mentally, and self, yeah, yogi, right? You remember? You remember? It's okay. So talking about later you're talking about just like how we call it sense. A sense direct subsequent cognizer is for example the second moment of sense direct is apprehending a form, apprehending a table. I told you, right? If we have kind of eye consciousness apprehending a table, so if it is lasts for five momentary, so first moment is like direct, and later are subsequent, right? So that one. And second is mental is just like so if you go through just like if you read the text, right, an explanation of mental direct one is the second moment of the mental perceiver in the continuum of superior, which is apprehending a form. There are such a subsequent cognizance in continuum of an ordinary being, mental direct perceiver apprehending a form, and so forth, only smallest moment. Thus, ordinary being awareness to which object appear is true assertions, right? So for ordinary people, you remember mental perceiver, mental direct perceiver in ordinary beings are very small, right? One momentary. You remember that the mental direct perceiver did indicated in this book during that time talk about the ordinary people, right? So that momentary are very one momentary, very small, short. So that is called that is not that mental direct perceiver didn't realize the object, so they are called just like object appear, not assertions, right? No, mental. We are talking about the mental direct perceiver of the ordinary people, right? Mental direct perceiver of ordinary people is like very small amount, small momentary. Time is very short. So he didn't realize the object. So they are called object appear but not assertions. Now talking about what is the subsequent cognition, which is mental direct perception. You got it? Did you got it? Assertion. So just like yeah, yeah, it's direct perceiver, or yeah, you didn't recognize that, so they are called the object appear but not assertions, right? So Of being ordinary people, the mental direct perception is like that. Object appear, but it did not recognize. You got it? So like that, and so now they're talking about what is the subsequent cognition, which is mental direct perception, right? So talking about the mental subsequent, which is does not exist continuum of ordinary beings. Second moment of clairvoyance. You got it? Clairvoyance are mentally, yeah, kind of like clairvoyance. That's divided in 5 categories of clairvoyance. If you look for the page number 54, you will find out there. Clairvoyance. Oh, sorry. So if you go to the page number what? Yeah, 54 and look at the last. Right, that there are 5 divisions of clairvoyance. You got it? At the last. So they are mainly talking this. So this kind of thing are continuations. They have long continuations, right? So they are mentally. So they are talking about the second subsequent cognition, which is mental awareness. Okay, just like if you go through the clairvoyance of magical animations, what emanations? Yeah, a clairvoyance of a diamond eyes, and clairvoyance of a diamond ears, clairvoyance of memory of the former lifetime, and clairvoyance of a knowing other mind. Okay, this kind of like mentally, it's not a sense, right? There's all a consciousness. They are not a sense. So if you divide consciousness into 2 categories, it should be sense or it should be mental. Okay. And later it will come many divisions, second 2 type of division and so on. Okay. You got it? I don't know. You got it? Got it? What do you say? No, I feel like just like what I'm saying. I don't know. You understand? What? You have clairvoyance to see the birds. So you can hear it by sound. So it can be an emissions. How you know there is birds? That's inferential actually. By reasoning you understand it. That is inferential. So inferential consciousness sometimes are also subsequent. Yeah. So just like yeah, correct. So just like so I don't know how to say. You can take the break. So one thing, last finish this one. Then right. Then we talk about the you got it. What is the mental? So do you remember the mental direct perception which indicated in this book indicated in this time? Do you remember the mental perception? You forget? Oh, we go back to the back good. What do you say? Valid? No, there's an inferential direct valid cognition. No, I'm asking about just like uh, mental, mental direct perception. which indicated in this, right? Indicated on this. You remember? So we show our worth, right, from the root text of pramana. This text explain about the infringel. So over there talking about the infringel of ordinary beings, talking about it can be two, just like from the come from the appearance of sense, the sense appearing a form. Then you have after the end of the momentary. We do you remember when mental direct perception arise? There's a three kinds of view, right? Someone says after one momentary. Someone says after two first momentary there can be a three together, like self knower, mental perception, and the second momentary of that one. And someone say at the last, right? You remember that? So that's why now you remember? You remember? Don't remember? So if you so just like you're talking about the valid direct perception with mentally, right? So so now I will talk. I will give you an example. Do you feel experience? You have experience, right? Just like if you have right now, I give you, I teach you, I tell you something. It's feel like you are confusing and so on. When you go back after a while, if you have break, right, then you think about that one. You have some memory experience. That kind of what that is direct. You are perceiving directly or indirect. Realizing later, right, by mentally using mentally, right. That's yeah. That's kind of momentary is coming. You got it. So one thing is, uh, we are not used to meditation, right? If you do again and again, it feel like it's really like what you are meditating. Just like if you talk about the emptiness, right? If you do uh, emptiness of self, right? So if I talk, if we talk about the 4 point of meditation side. So if you repeating again, sometimes you feel like, oh, there's no I. It seems like directly there. You feel like that's come because of right now we have lots of wrong thought because of our bad conceptions, right? If you make it direct conception, you will feel like really exists there. So if you meditate and make it familiar, then you will feel like seeing directly. That means you are, yeah, yeah. You don't need to. That means you are not need to use conception. Right now we are mostly using conceptual, right? We are using when you use the reason, right? You are using a conceptual, right? Anything so like that. We are using concept. So later, if you practice, you can see directly. You don't need to use concept. That is called free from conceptual. Yeah, that necessary. Yeah, yeah. So we need to use conceptual to get the right directions. So just like uh, whatever any kind of consciousness, just like inferential or whatever, and finally it touches to the direct perception. If it is not touching directly perception, then it's wrong consciousness. Yeah. Yes, right. You yeah, directly you become later. Yeah. So just like you will yourself when you get enlightenment, right? So like in the basis of tantra, if you practice like Goya Samash right now, you practice, you will become Goya Samash in future. What do you say? 600 more than 600. So example like one is like right now, if you had someone harm you, hate, if you start hating, right, someone in the beginning, you never feel like it was real there. If you think, then you feel like whatever he do actions is like humming towards you. Actually it's not doing, but it's for you coming, like it's really doing for you, right? So this like seems like directly coming. So just like when you do practice, you can see directly. That's the nature of the mind. So analytical is best way to transform your mind. Yeah, that's analytical is actually best. What do you say? Bypasses. So one thing. So one. So one thing is what I'm going to say. I forget now. I'm thinking to tell something. Oh, I forget. Sorry. I will remember if I tell you. Last, yeah. If I come back again, then and that's self knower. Do you remember self knower? What is self knower? Do you remember? Yeah. So you remember the apprehended and apprehender. You remember that point, right? So when you see the eye table, you see table by eye consciousness. Eye consciousness is apprehender during that time, and there's some consciousness we see also the eye consciousness. During that time, eye consciousness become apprehended, and other is apprehender. So this time they are talking about the self knower, right? Only dealing with the consciousness and the other consciousness. So that talking about the that kind of momentary, second kind of momentary is subsequent cognition. And the yogi coming with the last is yogi. So yogi direct perceiver and realizing selflessness. So just like yogi see emptiness or impermanence or whatever practicing. So their second momentary are like what subsequent cognitions. Yeah. So just like most of them analytical will bring you to understand directly. We experience. Oh yeah. So we experience ourselves that like when you have anger or something, you make your thing again and again. It will feel like you are directly there. Makes sense like that. So it's just like if you think on the right way, it also can be right. In right way, what benefit is you can realize directly. In the wrong way, you cannot see the directly. That mostly you are using your concept. Okay. Yeah. Uh, Now I remember you. To analytical. There's a lot. If you talk about. No, no. No, no. Personally, if you think. How to? Yeah. So one thing is if you go through analytical, you can do in different. Just like if you have anger, right? Even you can do analyze why you are getting anger, whom you are getting anger, who is getting anger, right? Which person you are getting anger. You are getting for someone. Start with someone. You are getting anger for other one because the one who really hurt you is already passed away. You are newly persons, right? So when he use a words, bad words toward you, is the words or him? You are getting anger for the words or anger for him? What is not him? You have to analyze, right? So which now if within your person, right? If you getting anger for someone, which one is he? His body or his words or he whatever? He using words. He's the word is not he. His mouth is not he. His mental is not he. Even though if you analyze that, he was being by how to say controlled by ignorance, not by doing by himself. You have to analyze this way. So just like if you do this kind of analyze, like kind of analyze, right? One thing is what help is just like two-way placement and analytical. Placement will make you calm down your mind, but if you wake up, you still feel anger towards other easily. So if you have analytical, right? If you do analyze, then calm down also, and benefit is it's difficult to get anger again. Yeah. Yeah. you clairvoyance. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tough. So you need placement meditations. First, you need placement meditations. Placement meditation, shamatha. No, you cannot say lifetime. Even though if you are in the elder, you can also get just like so. If you really do the placement meditations within 4 5 months, you will get placement meditations. Just like you will gain the shamatha, shamatha, shamatha meditations, fixing meditation, whatever. Within your within your within your within 3 to 5 6 months, you will achieve shamatha if you do really practice of that one. Yeah, you want to do, you can go to in the mountain. You have yeah, all the necessary that you have to spend time. So just like you have to spend time of just like meditator, they spend all the time there, right? Like they from early they wake up at no, yeah. Now now thing is the thing is best thing is wake up early, meditate on that one. So just like yeah, wake up early. Just like if you have to walk on 8 o'clock, you have to wake up. You take 1 hour for breakfast and so on. So you have to wake up 5. You meditate for 1 hour, minimum 1 hour. Yeah. So directly doing placement 1 hour is very difficult. You have to break again. First, you have to break by small, small. So like if you do by 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minute break, do 1 hour like that. Later, you if you feel like little bit easy for you, then you can longer the time. Just like make it 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Yeah, breaks, break. Yeah, right. Throughout the day, you can do meditations. That is kind of analytical meditation. You cannot do the placement because you need to deal with others, right? You need to deal with others, right? Your mind moving, right? Placement means you have to control your mind, bring insight. Then in throughout the day you cannot do. There's analytical. You can even though you can moving, you can do analytical meditations. So just like yeah, you bring a words, then you think anywhere you can think. Right? What do you say? You're asking about meditation, meditations. So now before you talk about where I don't remember. Yeah. So yeah, calm abiding. If you have calm abiding, you can control your mind. So analytical is easy. So the situation you have to look for the situations. Right now, in this situation, where you have to deal. You want to deal with analytical or you want to do with placement. It's like if you have situation and anger, right? So how you deal? You want to do placement, then you will get anger again. How much placement you do? You are not taming your mind, right? Well, what they say? You are not shaping your intention, right? You are, yeah. So just like if you do analytical on that time, it will help you more than placement. In generally, just like to bring your analytical meditation properly, you need the placement meditations. Yeah. Yeah. So you need minimum of you need to spend 3 months in a mountain or a very quiet place. Then you will have it. Then you will. Yeah.